Viewer discretion is advised.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where two friends suck down a J, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents. I am Amanda. And
I'm Lucy.
And I was late to I begged for 10 extra minutes because
You never have to really beg that hard to get 10 extra minutes out of me.
you know who usually stops by around this time?
Mm-hmm.
We're less of a 420 family and more of a 320 if we're not recording family. And so I had a little visitor and I wasn't ready. And then right after I asked you for 10 more minutes, I packed another one. So I had already sucked one down.
Uh-huh.
And then had a little extra suck right before running downstairs. And I was only 3 minutes late for my extra 10 minutes of being late. So I did pretty good.
I wasn't even in the room. I was fully in the kitchen doing the same thing.
I love you. So yeah, I'm really high right now and very excited about this week's episode and very excited about our fan picker. So we have a very special fan pick from my friend Shinerman. And that's not his actual name, but I know what his actual name is, but I'm not sharing his actual name. But he's a gamer friend.
Is it someone I know?
Nope. Nobody knows.
Okay.
But I have met him in person. But so we met playing an online game. And we're gonna get to it because my segment is about said online game but more about something nefarious within that online game and in most mobile games.
And
anyway,
you've met him in person?
Yeah.
Your stranger danger is so off kilter.
Minimal. I have zero stranger danger. I love meeting up with people. Don't slide into my DMs because I probably will say yes.
Oh no.
I say yes a lot. Okay. But we'd all been chatting on Discord forever. We'll get to it. But we went to State Fair together. So a very public place with a group of people. We were safe about it.
Oh, I remember this.
My online game friends. So none of us really play that game anymore. We'll kind of get to why. But so today's episode is Ghastly Gamers. And I kind of gave you the context for why that is.
Mm-hmm.
And while I myself am high as a kite, there is also a wine pairing for today that is inspired by video games. Well, the reason for choosing it is because I was inspired by video games. So I started looking up like video game wine or like video game inspired wine. And you can get specific wine that's like custom etched, like collector's edition, Mortal Kombat, like retro game wines that are like $44 to $100+ and I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna feature like a custom etching wine
because that's not what it's not about the bottle.
No, so instead I just went with a wine that is named something that is shared with a popular video game.
Okay.
So I chose the Fortnight Cabernet Sauvignon.
Wow.
Which you can get for only $20 to $23, basically. Like it's in the realm of $20. This is available in Minnesota. Total Wine would carry this. It's very highly rated on Wine Searcher. This is a 100% Cabernet. It's a Napa Valley Cab, so that's why it's in like such a reasonable price point. You just know it's going to be a good, solid Cabernet, a nice medium-bodied red that's not going to be too complex in flavor, but like won't be too sweet, won't be too dry. It's really going to hold up nicely to some like steaks or burgers. A Cabernet is a nice, solid go-to if you just need to get something sweet for, like not sweet, something good for a dinner party.
A red meat.
Yep, that's going to kind of satisfy everybody. So I would recommend something like the Fortnight Cabernet Sauvignon because you can't get much better than a Napa Valley Cab. If you're going to have a Cabernet, that's like the place to get your grapes from.
Note that it's not spelled the same as Fortnite, the
It is
video
not.
game.
It's spelled like I haven't seen you in a fortnight.
Oh, 4 and a fortnight.
'Tis been a fortnight since we recorded an episode, and I forget how to do anything.
A fortnight is way too long to not record. I completely reset.
I know. I don't know what we're doing. Anyway, that's my wine pairing recommendation. And now is the time when we take a break to hear a word from our sponsors. Unless, of course, you are a member of Wine and Crime Uncorked, where you are getting this content and so much more ad-free.
This compelling content.
Chime is changing the way people bank. They offer the most rewarding fee-free banking. That's right. This is fee-free banking built for you. They're not like other banks. They're not like traditional old crusty banks that charge you overdraft and monthly fees. They have thousands of fee-free ATMs. Why are we paying to get our own money? Ugh. These are built for you, not the 1%.
Chime's different. She's not like other girls. Chime members can benefit from up to $1,150 in annual rewards, fee-free. Direct deposit unlocks the most rewarding way to bank at Chime. Chime's also rated 5 stars by USA Today for customer service. You get a real human, and they're available 24/7. That's a treat these days. Mm-hmm. When you switch to Chime, you're not just switching banks, you're upgrading to America's #1 choice for banking with a Chime checking account. There's also stacked benefits. If you're not using Chime, you're leaving stuff on the table.
Yeah.
You get 5% cash back on Chime card in a category of choice, gas, groceries, whatever that may be. You get savings that grow faster with a 3.75 APY that is 9 times higher than the national average. Plus, you get premium travel perks like airport lounge access and 24/7 travel concierge included with your Chime card. You can even get up to $500 of your pay when you pay with My Pay. They also have Spot Me, which lets you overdraft up to $200 fee-free. I'm telling you, this is flexible banking. This is built for the modern individual.
Mm-hmm. Chime is not just smarter banking. It's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. Head to chime.com/gals. That's chime.com/gals. It only takes a few minutes to sign up.
Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services from MyPay and Chime Card provided by Chime's bank partners. Optional products and services may have fees or charges. Stated annual percentage yield and cashback for Chime Prime only. No minimum balance required. Checking account ranking based on a JD Power survey published October 20, 2025. For more information on APY rates, MyPay, SpotMe, and travel perks, go to chime.com/disclosures.
It's summer. It's hot outside. And this time of year always reminds me how quickly hydration can really creep up on you. Between the warmer weather, travel, long days, long drives. You can feel when water alone just is not cutting it. And that is why I keep Drip Drop on hand. It's an easy way to stay ahead of dehydration before it actually, you start to feel tired and angry and have low energy.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Think support for busy days, long drives, workouts if you're into that, summer travel, everything in between, because hydration isn't just something that you do when you're behind, it's how you stay ahead. And my gosh, your hydration is so important for all of the systems of your body, so why not take it seriously? Drip Drop uses science-based formulas for rapid hydration so you feel results fast while getting 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. This is trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Again, none of which we fall into in terms of categories, but if they can trust it, we can too, because it's built to hydrate you faster and more effectively than water alone. This is perfect for staying active all summer long. Drip Drop's favorite line, I'm assuming, because it's my favorite line, is their Zero Sugar Plus. It's a breakthrough, fast-absorbing formula with an advanced blend of 6 key electrolytes, 15 essential vitamins and nutrients, and no sugar or artificial sweeteners. As a diabetic girly, I am obsessed with these. It's fast hydration, built with what matters most, and my gosh, they taste so good. All of their products taste amazing. There are 16 original flavors and 8 Zero Sugar Plus options that fit seamlessly into your daily routine, because this is not just for when you need to get hydrated. This is for every day, just making sure you're keeping up with your morning, with your pre-workout, with your post-workout, your midday slump, just making it part of your routine. And to make it easy, Drip Drop has flexible subscription options, so you're never stuck without proven fast hydration, whether you're hitting the gym, juggling work, or just trying to keep up with an always-on calendar.
Right now, Drip Drop is offering podcast listeners 20% off your first order. Go to dripdrop.com and use promo code GALS. That's dripdrop.com, promo code GALS for 20% off. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code GALS.
I do love a sports bra, but I'm telling you right now, things that you have to pull off over your head when you're all sweaty, things that you want to wear all day without it being like really uncomfortable. A sports bra that's actually going to hold the girls in place. One that actually clips in the back. One that actually gives you 2 breasts and not just one long hot dog across your chest. I'm telling you, it's not easy to find a sports bra that you're going to love, and that is why Honey Love is your girl.
I wore mine to my Pilates class this morning. And again, after my shower, because it is truly like the bra that I find the most comfortable out of all of my bras.
I know. I'm always washing this one first.
Absolutely. Honey Love has so many great products. They are now offering a crossover triple bra bundle. So if you want a full refresh on your top drawer for your top drawers, you can get huge savings by buying 3 at once. You're gonna want more
All
than
of them.
one. So
Yeah.
bundle and save, baby. Honey Love doesn't just make bras and shapewear either. They have built a full line of tanks, tank tops, bodysuits, underwear with supportive structure, smoothing fabrics, premium finishes. They're actually, like, I think that when you talk about Honey Love, your brain almost goes to just like shapewear immediately. And it is so much more than that. And it's all really comfortable. And that is a top priority for us.
I'm here for the bras. Treat yourself to the most advanced bras and shapewear on the market. Use our exclusive link to save 20% off Honey Love at honeylove.com/gals. That's honeylove.com/gals. After you check out, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent ya. Experience the new standard in comfort and support with Honey Love. Holy shit! Well, we're back. Two things have happened off camera, you guys, during this recording that have been fucking crazy. One haunted clown charm and one foot fetish content pitch. And I think I'm going to propose that John cut at least just the Riverside footage and like crappy audio of both of those and put them on our Uncorked for us.
That's some bonus content
so
for
that you
ya.
can get a little bonus, because it's like,
Good
it
Lord.
needs to be shared, but only with the trusted few that are our subscribers.
It needs to be shared, but definitely behind a paywall.
Definitely not with everyone.
This can't get into the hands of our enemies.
Listen, we live in 2026. Some things just need to be paywalled. Okay? Anyway, we are indeed back, and I do indeed want that because this clown is terrifying. I'll give you one little peek of it.
Ick. It's like a Venetian clown mask
Charm.
with hollow eyes and a hollow smile. Ick.
She
made it blink. Ew, no. Stop it.
Oh, damn. That's bad.
It looks like the Terrifier.
Oh, yes. Anyway, yeah, that mysteriously fell off of my charm bracelet without me noticing. It was
flew
lying
off.
face down on my desk.
It flew off on its own, silently.
I didn't feel it or pull or hear it clink, and it was like in the middle of my desk, not like right on the edge, like in the middle.
That's disgusting.
That's sick.
It was Malcolm.
Malcolm.
In the middle.
In the middle. I was like, who's that? I was like, is there a ghost in my house named Malcolm?
The clown's name is officially Malcolm.
Naming it Malcolm really takes its power away. I'm not gonna lie. Like, try to be scared of this guy knowing his name is Malcolm. Hi, guys.
It's me, Malcolm.
It's me. Don't be scared. It's just me, Malcolm.
It does take the power away for sure.
Yeah, you are no longer scary, spirit. You have fun.
What could
Wow, that was a 180.
Wow, I've never felt so scared and then so not scared in my entire life. Anyway, yeah, you're definitely going to want to subscribe for that bonus content.
Oh my God. So
What
stupid.
do you have for us for Ghastly Gamers, Lucy?
Well, I have
I
some
thought
literal.
that was a wig.
No. It's my comfort tale. Sorry, I
was
just
like,
whip it out of nowhere.
Is there a costume that you're putting on?
No, I just wanted to
It's your troll.
dangle something. Yeah, it's my troll. So I have some literal background and some literal psych.
Okay.
So before we talk about how detrimental they can be, let's take a look back at the history of video games because they have come a long, long way.
Indeed, they have.
From Smithsonian.
Oh.
During the 1940s and 50s, computers took up entire rooms and were
Yes.
so expensive that only universities and large companies could afford them.
Mm-hmm.
Most people had both a limited understanding of what these electronic behemoths were able to do and an unfamiliarity with the types of mathematical equations these machines were regularly programmed to compute. They were not for the layman.
Okay, yeah. They were very complex.
Mm-hmm. Games like Tic-Tac-Toe or William Higginbotham's 1958 Tennis for Two.
Oh, Pong?
No, we'll get to Pong. This was different. They were excellent ways to attract public interest and support. As an added bonus, computer programmers were able to learn from the creation of games as well because it allowed them to break away from the usual subroutines and challenge the computer's capabilities.
Cool. It was like making science fun. It's like trying to figure out how to make computers do things beyond data processing or like things for a commercial or a technological use.
Yeah. And I guess what I'm trying to say is the reasons in which computer games evolved were so like largely dependent on other technological advances at the time.
Right.
Or even
I
like
think they still
economic.
are. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
But they're
there's
just sort of
things
like
you
a
can't
weird
do
in
if-
between.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like if the technology doesn't exist, you can dream about this game that you want to make, but then you can't even make it until the technology exists. So they have this like symbiotic relationship with computer science.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So it was this mindset that led a group of MIT students during the 1960s to create one of the first and most groundbreaking computer games. So student Steve Russell and his friends were granted access to the school's new PDP-1 computer.
Okay.
So they had to
Computer one.
literally computer number one.
The PDP one.
So they were able to access it, provided that they use it to create a demonstration program that, one, utilized as many of the computer's resources as possible and taxed those resources to the limit.
Mm-hmm. See how far she can go.
Two, remained interesting even after repeated viewings, which, what are these fucking balloons?
I have no idea what's happening over there. You're having a party that I was not invited to.
I guess. My Riverside is so fucking weird.
I don't know what weird settings you have on, but they are hilarious. And they never do what you want them to do when you want them to do it. They know.
Never.
They're a paid actor, and I love them.
Totally. Okay, so they had to remain interesting after repeated viewings, which meant that each run needed to be slightly different.
Oh, wow.
And the third prerequisite was that it was interactive.
Okay.
So, like, that's crazy.
Yep.
Coming from computer number one.
Yeah, that's a big ask. That feels very advanced.
Inspired by the science fiction novels Russell and his friends enjoyed, these computer hackers decided to create a dueling game between two spaceships. The result, called Space War, caused a sensation on campus.
Oh, hell yeah.
And variations on the game soon spread to other universities that had computer engineering programs.
Cool.
So they're like, if you have access to your school's computer,
Yeah, you
You
could
could
build
play this
Space
game.
War. You could play Space War. That's crazy.
Although Space War was fun to play, it was never destined for release to the general public since computers were still too expensive for personal use. Again, your school's computer.
Yeah. And who could have a computer at home anyway when it's the size of a school's computer room?
Yeah, or like a research facility.
Right.
It's like, not everybody has that. So this kept the game's influence limited to a very small, like, very
Cool.
computer technology literate sphere.
Yeah.
In
The
fact,
in-group was a bunch of nerds. The
Totally.
nerds got to do this first.
yeah,
It
absolutely.
pays to be the nerds.
In fact, video games did not get their true start from computer programmers, but from an engineer skilled in another major invention of the 20th century, the television set.
Okay.
By the 1960s, millions of Americans had invested in televisions for their homes, but these TVs were only used for the viewing of entertainment. So engineer Ralph Baer had a different vision. He was certain that this technology could be used to play games in your own home. In 1966, while working for Sanders Associates, Inc., Baer began to explore this idea. In 1967, assisted by Sanders technician Bob Tremblay, so Baer and Tremblay, Tremblay Baer, created the first set of several video game test units. So another really unoriginal name called TVG number 1, which stands
Incredible.
for TV Game Unit number 1.
Game 1.
There's a picture of it on the drive. You can see it. It's just sad. I mean, it's like, it's exactly what you'd think the first video game console looks
Would
like.
look like.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's not even close to what I would pick. That looks like a transistor radio.
I know.
What are these dials and knobs? My God.
Well, when you use it with an alignment generator, which of course everyone just has hanging around, it produced a dot on the television screen that could be manually controlled by the user.
That's all it did.
Well,
It was just a mouse.
Once Bayer had established how it was possible to interact with the television set, he and his team were able to design and build increasingly sophisticated prototypes.
It is kind of crazy that, like, I just turn on a machine and then I'm playing in my TV.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's-
that feels crazy.
Yeah.
I'm too high for this. Continue.
I know. It feels like some Willy Wonka shit.
It is some Willy Wonka shit.
Sanders' senior management was impressed with Bayer's progress and assigned him the task of turning this technology into a commercially viable product. After a few years and numerous tests and advancements, Baer and his colleagues developed a prototype for the first multiplayer, multi-program video game system, which they nicknamed the Brown Box, of which there's also a photo. It is the one that looks like a brown box.
You don't say.
Sanders licensed the brown box to Magnavox, which was like the TV company, Magnavox, which released the device as the Magnavox Odyssey in 1972.
Okay, the Odyssey's starting to look sick. That's pretty sleek. I like the game cartridge, the really skinny game cartridge chip thing. This is cool.
Yeah.
This looks a lot like I see how game systems like the Sega Genesis or SNES or N64, like those cartridge gaming systems could have evolved from this. That's cool. That I would picture as like the first video game system, not that crazy radio knob dot thing.
Well, the Odyssey did not sell very well, partly because
Bummer.
people assumed that you had to have a Magnavox television in order to play the Magnavox Odyssey. So it kind of came off as like a bad gimmick. They marketed it wrong, and there wasn't really a precedent to know any better, but they didn't separate themselves enough from the television brand to truly market this as its own thing. I mean, not that I'm just diagnosing what went wrong with the Odyssey, but that's at least part of it. So then a guy named Nolan Bushnell thought that arcade games was where it's at. So he teamed up with Ted Dabney in 1972 to form Atari Incorporated, which I assumed was a Japanese company, but it's not. they made the arcade game Pong.
Hell yeah.
The first Pong machine, which was an arcade machine, was installed in Andy Cap's Tavern, a bar located in Sunnyvale, California. A few days later, the tavern owner called Atari and was like, hey, your machine's broken. Send someone out to fix it. So Atari sent someone out to fix it, but the problem turned out to be that the cash box was filled with too many quarters. Everyone had been playing it.
The people were fucking obsessed. It got too heavy.
The coins had overflowed and jammed the machine.
That's fucking awesome.
So they were like, okay, well, obviously there's something to this. So they partnered with Sears Roebuck to produce the home version of Pong in 1975, and it was very successful. Did you ever play that 1975 version?
Mm-mm.
For some reason, in my summer daycare latchkey program, there was one of those in one of the classrooms. We played it a lot. It was
That's crazy.
Kind of
No, I
yeah.
did not. I never got to interact with one of those. I've seen them, but I've never got to play with it.
Yeah, it was that's a weird thing to have had in what would have been 1997. Yeah, it was a relic then. In 1983, the North American video game industry experienced a major crash due to a number of factors, including an oversaturated game console market. Because, everybody was just making cheap and fast copies of everything else.
Yep.
So, it was just a bunch of crap out there. So, there was competition with computer gaming because the home computers were now in everyone's home. Well, not everyone's, but the home computers were getting more popular.
More
so
common.
people were like, I'm not going to buy a console when I can just play games on my computer, which also does a million other things.
I was just talking to my friend that, and my sister and I growing up used to play this game on our Gateway 2000 or whatever we had in 1997 or whatever the fuck. Oh no, we had a Windows 95. That was the first computer we ever got. And there was this computer game we got that was a CD-ROM, and it was called Seventh Guest. And it was this spoopy haunted mansion puzzle game. We were obsessed with it, and I feel like nobody knew about it. You can't find it anywhere. And then I was talking about it a couple of weeks ago, and my friend was like, "Oh my god, you played Seventh Guest? No one ever knows about that game." So I need to know. Get in the chat. Start a thread on Uncorked. Start a thread on the subreddit. Whatever. I need to know, people, who played Seventh Guest. Who remembers playing Seventh Guest? I want to find my coven.
I have a very similar story. Ironically, that is one of the first things that Corey and I bonded over, because I was looking at he was an art major at UNI, and some of his paintings, I was like, these remind me of a video game, a computer game that I used to play on a CD on my Windows 95 desktop. And he was like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's claymation. And he goes, is it Neverhood? I'm like, yes, it's fucking Neverhood.
I have never heard of that.
He bought me the mug with the Neverhood logo on it for Christmas one year. I'll send you a picture of it so you can maybe it'll jog a memory.
I'm gonna Google it. Neighborhood, but Neverhood.
Yeah,
Neverhood.
Really kind of lanky claymation guys.
Weird. I've seen these guys.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Neverhood. Yep.
This looks awesome. I want to play this.
Yeah. And I kept getting stuck in one specific loop. I never won it or anything. I was not good at it.
1996 point and click adventure video game. Yeah, that's how Seventh Guest was. You point and click, and then if you click the right thing, it would open up a puzzle.
Yes.
And you would do a puzzle, and then you can open the next room, and it had
Yeah.
I love shit like this.
You collect books.
Oh.
And put them into a puzzle. I don't remember. But
wow,
anyway.
this was DreamWorks that developed this.
Oh, wow.
DreamWorks Interactive for Microsoft Windows. That's crazy.
Cool.
This is so cool. That's so cool that you both played that and that he picked up on it.
Yeah.
That's a really cute.
It's my art was inspired by Neverhood.
Your marriage.
Oh, no one else has ever fucking heard of that game.
Well, it's pretty beloved on the internet, and I understand why.
guess.
The animation is amazing. It's
It
really
was
creepy,
Mm-hmm.
but in like a really fun 90s cartoon kind of way. Like we were
it's
traumatized,
like
y'all.
It's sort of
Our
like
cartoons were weird.
a more rudimentary claymation Rocco's Modern Life is sort of what it reminds me of.
Totally.
And then also, like I said, that surplus of overhyped low-quality games such as the infamous E.T., an Atari game based on the eponymous movie and often considered the worst game ever created.
Oh my God.
Look up Atari E.T.
Okay, I'm on it.
No, I've seen this. Oh my God.
Absolutely not. Fucking ish. I'm putting a picture of this on the drive.
E.T., stop it. You're better than this. Largely considered to be the worst video game ever made.
Oh my God. Okay, I dropped mine as well. I wonder if it's the same.
It is.
Yes. That rendering is truly horrifying. It's not good.
Oh, just leave E.T. alone.
Used with joystick controller. 1982. My God.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. So we had this crash. Everything's kind of a mess, particularly in the US when it comes to the video game consoles. But in 1985, a small Japanese company called Nintendo released its Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, whose popularity and commercial success surpassed any previous game console. The NES had improved 8-bit graphics, colors, sound, and gameplay over previous consoles. Nintendo, which was a Japanese company that began as a playing card manufacturer in 1889.
Oh.
That's how old Nintendo is.
What? That's
They
crazy.
produce cards. Yeah, so they've always been in the business of entertainment, I guess.
Yeah, of like games. That's so interesting. I had no idea.
I know. So they released a number of important video game franchises that are still around today, such as Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, and Metroid.
Metroid?
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Little space people.
Oh. And honestly, I just decided to stop there with the history.
Hey, I think that's completely fair.
A lot more that we have today is wild compared to like the first generation, like Kirby, but I'm moving on. There's also a lot of shit about like lawsuits.
Yep.
A lot of stuff about AI, especially these days. I'm just like, I don't want
You don't have to do any of that.
I'm not going to.
No.
So today, video games make up a $100 billion global industry, and nearly 2/3 of American homes have household members who play video games regularly.
Fuck yeah.
Roughly 160 million American adults play internet-based games, and that's just one, according to one recent study. But there's a lot of fucking people play video games.
Yeah.
And if you don't, someone you love does.
Mm-hmm.
So these games can be very entertaining, and it may be easy to get absorbed in the competition, but can they be addictive?
We'll get to it.
Well, we're going to get to it now. That is still a question being debated among researchers and health professionals, but early evidence suggests that video games are one of the most addicting technologies around. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean,
I would imagine that makes a lot of sense because I think the way that people think about video games is very much like PlayStation, console, like you have to use a controller, but video games also include like mobile games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there are
Candy Crush,
that's a video game.
Angry Birds. Yep.
If you dick around with shit on your phone or computer,
I'm still on the Best Fiends train.
Yeah.
I play Best Fiends every day.
And we're going to get to like mobile games in particular pretty deep.
Okay, but that doesn't include like Wordle.
I don't know if that would be included.
That wouldn't be a video game.
No, but like your Best Fiends, that's a video game.
That's Best Fiends is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how they would classify that. I wouldn't necessarily classify like the Wordle or a crossword as just the fact that it's virtual doesn't make it a video game in my opinion. But that could be it could be like that's just my opinion. That's I don't know how those things are classified. But that's a good question.
I think that the difference maybe lies in like how immersive it is. Like Wordle, you're not immersed in the world of Wordle.
You're also not like encouraged to stay in the game for any length of time. You're not you're not achieving an objective other than a single once a day, like once off puzzle. When the puzzle is complete, it's done and you can't interact with it further until the next day, which I think is actually smart.
Yeah. And not to say that like all video games are like a zoning out sort of thing. Like a lot of them are very mentally engaging, but that to some degree of the sort of zoning out, I guess that's sort of what I mean by like the immersion. It's like you're not in the room that you're sitting in anymore. You're in a video game.
And when when the game is really good, when you're really into it, it's fucking so fun.
I remember playing that James Bond. Was that on Sega? Where you're just like going through the hallways.
That was probably N64.
Really grainy. It was a long time. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, we had those in like middle school.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was probably in first grade playing that.
Okay, then it's probably not a Nintendo 64.
It was a very early version.
That's crazy.
So addiction to gaming is a real established thing. It's described in the DSM-5, referring to the condition as Internet Gaming Disorder, or IGD.
Okay.
And just for a little bit of context, like within the DSM-5, it's included in the section recommending conditions for further research. So it's listed alongside things like caffeine use disorder, like more modern afflictions that need more research. Because we just did caffeine crimes, and that guy had the defense of the caffeine thing.
Psychosis. Okay, guy. But yeah.
But that's kind of this sort of like fresh pathology that they don't really have totally nailed down yet.
Right.
The DSM-5 notes that IGD must cause significant impairment or distress in several aspects of a person's life in order for it to be like this disorder. This proposed condition is limited to gaming and does not include problems with like general use of the internet or online gambling or like use of social media or smartphones.
I mean, it kind of does have crossover with online gambling, and we will get to it.
There can be crossover, but I think they're just really wanting to distinguish those two things because that is a completely separate pathology that is established.
Yes. However, these games, if they are including like mobile games as video games, many of them are made intentionally to activate those pleasure centers so that you'll buy things in the game. So
like
it's
gold
like
and best fiends.
Right. So like I know that it's a separate pathology, but it's not separate from how modern video games, and there are microtransactions in not just mobile games. There are microtransactions in any game that has access to the internet, basically, whether you're on a console or whatever. So like, yes, they're separate, but they're also connected deeply.
Yeah. I think that's one of the aspects of IGD that they're really looking to sort of parse out with further research, because it can be a combo of these, like in the same way that like anxiety and depression go hand in hand, but they are two distinct things. So the proposed symptoms of internet gaming disorder include a preoccupation with gaming, withdrawal symptoms when gaming is taken away or not possible. So these symptoms may include sadness, anxiety, or irritability. Tolerance when the need to spend more time gaming to satisfy your urge. So you're going to have, you got to play for 6 hours to get the same fulfillment you used to see at 2 hours.
Yeah, your tolerance goes up.
Yeah.
The inability twice as much as I used to have to game.
The inability to reduce playing unsuccessful attempts to quit gaming. Also giving up on other activities, a loss of interest in previously enjoyed activities due to gaming. Sorry, Grandma, I can't go to your birthday party.
Yeah. I can't make it to the funeral. I have gaming to do.
Mm-hmm. Continuing to game despite problems. Deceiving family members or others about the amount of time spent on gaming. The use of gaming to relieve negative moods, such as guilt or hopelessness, or risk having jeopardized or lost a job or relationship due to gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Under the proposed criteria, a diagnosis of internet gaming disorder would require experiencing 5 or more of these symptoms within a year. The condition can include gaming on the internet with others or alone. It doesn't matter if it's like isolated in that sense. So there was a study published in March of 2017 in the American Journal of Psychiatry that suggested that IGD wasn't terribly common and also wasn't terribly damaging. They made an important note that there is an important distinction between passionate engagement, so someone enthusiastic and focused on gaming, and the pathology,
Okay.
which was someone with an illness or an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're genuinely into video games and you play video games for, 8 or 10 hours a day or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and that is what you enjoy doing, then that's not what IGD is.
Mm-hmm. Not necessarily. Yeah.
Not necessarily. So whether the person is distressed with his or her gaming may be the key factor in distinguishing whether you're doing it with joy or you're doing it because of unhealthy behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
So that was from 2017. And then more studies from 2022 found that the prevalence of IGD may be quite high, especially compared to other behavioral addictions. Multiple studies have reported that the incidence of IGD increased dramatically during the COVID pandemic.
Oh, I bet. Oh,
So
God.
looking at the results of one study from 2017 compared to another from 2022 was very, very different.
Uh-huh.
So the research and the debate are still ongoing. So, for example, some people argue that gaming could be a symptom of an underlying problem, such as depression or anxiety, and not a disorder or an addiction in itself.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could say that about a lot of addictions, though. That's the problem.
I know. And
There's usually something else going on that causes you to reach for that thing, or you'd become dependent on that thing.
yeah, it's both things can be true.
Yep.
Even while professionals debate, individual stories in the media point to struggles and devastation from the phenomenon. A feature in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences summarizes the current debate as such, quote, adding video gaming to the list of recognized behavioral addictions could help millions in need. It could also pathologize a normal behavior and create a new stigma. So it's still very unclear where we're going with this.
Yeah, those are like two opposite ends of a spectrum right there.
But you could go either
I know.
way.
That's scary.
Because there are also video games, I guess, that are like very beneficial for mental health, even specifically. I do have some stats from the APA from 2025, and it's regarding binary teens, boys and girls. But just some interesting stats. 85% of U.S. teens say that they play video games. Boys are more likely to play video games than girls, but not by much. It's 97% versus 75%. And boys are also far more likely than girls to play them every day. Boys are much more likely than girls to identify as gamers. I feel like those two things kind of go hand in hand. I feel like you're a gamer if you play it almost every day or every day. 72% of teens say they do it partly to spend time with others as like its own social thing.
Yeah.
Nearly half, or 47% of teens say they met a friend online because of a video game they both play.
And some adults have done that too.
Yep, sure have. While the same number, 47%, say it helps with their real world friendships. In addition, 41% say it has helped them improve with how they work with others. So
problem solving, teamwork.
Yeah. 32% of teen gamers say gaming has helped with their mental health, with 60% saying it has neither helped nor harmed it. 56% say that it has improved their problem-solving skills, but on the downside, 41% say playing video games has negatively impacted their sleep.
Yeah.
What's the latest you've ever stayed up playing a video game?
Probably like 1 or 2 in the morning. I mean, I have really put some hours into Zelda games on my Switch. And there is so much to do and explore in games like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. And I have and they are really fucking fun.
Oh.
So
How
yeah,
many hours does it take you to play a whole to get through a whole? Is that even the point?
I mean, it depends. Yes, you can 100% it if you want to. There's one main storyline that you could just kind of bang out quickly, but there's so many little side quests and villages to explore and little things to collect and get. Like, there's so much you could sink. I mean, I've sunk well over 100 hours into that game. Easy. Because like even now that I've beaten the main storyline in both of those games, but I like to I call it getting high and fucking around in Hyrule. Like I haven't 100% of the game, so there's other little questy things that I can still do. I'll just pop into the game. I'll find gear and loot and like I like the game mechanics. It's just a fun environment to escape into, and it's not a super. I mean, the combat is not super hard. There are hard things to kill in the game, but you don't really have to interact with them if you don't want to. So it's kind of great. It's like a little something for everybody. I like to find all the clothes and
The clothes.
Yeah, and right now I've found all the shrines. I haven't started. Well, I've found a lot of the Korok seeds, but I'm not gonna try to 100% that. Right now I'm trying to 100% all of the side quests. So like I'll go online to zeldadungeon.net and find a guide or find like a list of quests and then cross-check it with my list of quests and see what I've done and haven't done, and then I'll go find them. So I could there's countless hours of shit to do in games like this. Like you buy them once, but you can play them for years. I mean, I just played these games in the last year, but these have been out on the Switch for like the better part of a decade.
Cool.
And they're still very high quality games. I'm super excited. This is exactly why they're doing it, but the first time I felt compelled to get a Switch 2 is with the announcement of a remake of Ocarina of Time, which is my favorite Zelda game. But I don't have a Switch 2 and I don't really intend to get one. But now I could only play that if I get a Switch 2. So this is what they're doing to me.
I don't like it. I don't approve of it.
Everybody join Uncorked so Amanda can get a Switch 2, please.
Oh my God.
Amanda really needs a Switch 2, and if you actually cared about her, you would subscribe.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I'm just kidding. Obviously, that is fucking stupid. But one day, I have friends who have one. In the meantime, I'm like, the second that game comes out, you're buying it, and I'm coming over and playing it.
Yeah.
Get over yourself. So that's how I'm going to interact with it first. But I'm really excited to see what they do because these games are so fucking good. Anyway, I'm really not like a gamer. I don't play video games every single day, but I do really enjoy certain video games. And the Switch Zelda games are probably my favorites, so I'm really excited to see where those go.
Okay.
They're really fun and really beautiful. And yeah, you can just keep coming back to them for decades.
Well, I guess that's what I liked about Animal Crossing. I've definitely sunk way more than 100 hours into Animal Crossing.
Easy. We were obsessed with that shit during COVID.
Yeah,
like
that was
Animal
COVID
Crossing
time.
is probably a big part of those stats that you pulled.
But yeah, I think I need to go back to Animal Crossing because I have literally been dreaming about it and I get the little theme song stuck in my head.
You got to go get all them roaches out of your house.
Oh my God, my
Both our
island is
houses
probably
are
crawling.
Covered in weeds, house full of roaches. Everyone's gone. I don't think I've opened that in over a year, maybe 2 years.
I have not opened it since before June was born. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
Roaches
Yeah.
everywhere.
Everywhere. I love this for you.
I should bring my Switch on our West Coast tour.
You should bring your Switch on our West Coast tour.
Child-free Animal Crossing. I'm going to clean out roaches all week.
Get it.
All right. Well, that's
Well
my
done.
segment.
All right, let's take a break to hear a word from our sponsors.
Finding a therapist is honestly difficult enough, but finding one that actually takes your insurance, that is where most online therapy platforms fall short. Many of them don't work with insurance at all, which means you're stuck paying the full cost out of pocket or paying for an expensive monthly subscription. No. Life can be easier than this. Rula does things differently. They partner with over 100 insurance plans, making the average copay just $15 a session. That's real therapy from licensed professionals at a price that actually makes sense and you can afford and isn't going to just add to your mental load.
And Rula isn't just affordable. The experience is actually tailored around you. Other online therapy platforms might match you with the first available provider, which is great, but they might not be the right fit. Rula actually considers your goals, your preferences, your background to provide you a curated list of licensed in-network therapists who are actually aligned with what you need, because they know that finding the right therapist can make all the difference. There's no wait list, no frustrating back and forth. Rula makes it easy to find a mental health provider who is accepting new patients. That is huge. You might find the right person who seems to meet all of your needs on paper, but they're not available for 8 months. No, thank you. Appointments on Rula are available as soon as tomorrow. Plus, Rula sticks with you throughout your journey, checking in to make sure your care is helping you move forward.
Go to rula.com/gals to get started today. That's RULA.com/gals for quality therapy that's covered by insurance. Thousands of people are already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy that's actually covered by insurance. Visit rula.com/gals to get started. That's RULA.com/gals. You deserve mental health care that works with you, not against your budget.
Getting older means that you're going to start seeing some changes in your face, in your skin. I'm noticing, oh my gosh, the other day I was looking at pictures from, I don't even want to admit that they were from 20 years ago, but my skin was so bright and smooth.
Yeah.
And just I didn't have any crow's feet or dark spots,
The dark
uneven
spots.
textures. It's just man, I really just want to be glowing again. And that is exactly why I started using GU skincare. And honestly, I am obsessed. This is a Korean skincare brand that's taken over the internet because of the incredible before and after results that people are seeing. GU is going to help your skin look healthier, smoother, brighter, firmer, and more youthful without requiring some complicated routine, because I'm not going to do it, honey.
No. And Korean skincare, it's the best around. GU is known for their rejuvenation toner pads. These are so gentle and good on your skin. Think of them as an entire Korean skincare routine packed into a single wipe.
God bless.
Every pad is saturated with 8 clinically backed Korean skincare actives. It's going to get you that radiant, glassy skin that all the young kids are talking about, you know? It's designed for brightening, hydrating, soothing, and anti-aging all in one. So those dark spots, goodbye. Melasma, acne scars, hyperpigmentation. If any of this sounds like a trouble spot for you, you gotta try these toner pads. And maybe the best part, they leave your skin feeling hydrated, nourished, and refreshed, and not totally stripped like some other toner pads can be. They just feels rough on your skin sometimes.
Yeah.
Not GU. And if you're trying GU for the first time, we're going to recommend that Glow Up bundle. That includes GU's best-selling toning polish pads and their moisturizer with NAD+. This is going to be your shortcut to getting the best skin that you've had since 20 years ago.
For a limited time, GU is having a crazy deal for our listeners. Their Glow Up bundle is already up to 45% off right now, but our listeners can now get an additional 20% off, plus free shipping with our code GALS at JIYUskin.com. That's JIYUskin.com, and use code GALS for an additional 20% off. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them our show sent you.
Okay, so rather than talk about a specific gamer who is a predator, which I guess neither of us really talked about. Sorry, Shinerman, but you didn't give us a specific case you wanted, so we did whatever the fuck we wanted. And I think you're just gonna enjoy this regardless, and that's how it's gonna be. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about a predatory game tactic, and there are a lot of games that include this, like almost every game now. And one game that's actually a game I met our fan picker playing. And so that game is a mobile strategy game called Whiteout Survival. And I'm going to tell you, Whiteout, yeah, it's like in a winter world.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and how easy it is to get sucked into it. So it's like a strategy game that is more about like building armies and building up. It's very much like an online war strategy game, but that's not something I usually fuck around with.
No.
So how I got into this game
was Shiner Man.
No, was how many people get into this game, and it's through the game's first successful predatory act, false advertising. So I got sucked into one of those playable ads from a different mobile game, like Mahjong or something.
Oh.
Where I thought I could be like, actually, I put a picture of it on the drive. So if you go to my photos.
Those playable ads.
Oh, God, some of them are really fun. But now I know
Some
better.
are fun. I like the ones when you shoot the cocktails down the...
Oh, yeah. Okay, but those matching games are real. That one is real. So if you look at this image, I think it's the third one listed. It's you'll see the words kill beast.
Yep.
So you've seen ads like this where you kill the bears and you collect wood and then like you expand your territory, but it's in this very like simplified, like the ones where you're like managing a hotel and you have to like clean the bathroom and prepare the room, whatever. Apparently those are like all fake. Those are just for the ads. Those aren't really like how the games actually work. They might be a special event in the game that is similar to the ad that they really only added to not get in trouble for false advertising, but that is not what the game actually is. So if you look at the other two photos, these are screenshots from someone else's phone of like the layout of the actual game. You're like, your level is the level of your furnace, which is like how big you can level up your furnace, and then your city gets bigger, and then you can get more resources, and then you can upgrade more troops, and then you can do this, and then you can do that. It's very much like built to suck you in. And there's also a social aspect to it, which we'll get to. So the game, like I said, was completely different than the ad, which is the whole thing with mobile games. And I was like, how is this even legal? Because I thought false advertising was a thing, was like an illegal thing. Mobile games often get away with fake advertisements due to a combination of legal loopholes, financial incentives, and the profit motives of the platforms that host them. So basically, like, it's mostly legal loopholes that keep them from being able to get prosecuted for it, though there is like one example basically of that happening. But the financial incentives and the profit motives, it kind of reminded me of how, like in Minnesota, you know how gas stations can't sell alcohol, but in Iowa they can. But some gas stations will just carry what we call 3.2 beer. So it's like beer that's below 5% and eat the fine because they make more money selling the product than they lose on whatever fine they get for not having a liquor license or whatever. It's kind of like that, where it's like we can just make these cheap, easy, playable ads that bring so many people into the game that then become spenders in the game, that even if we get into a little bit of trouble making these ads, the cost of making that trouble go away is nothing compared to what we're making by having these interactive ads and shit. So the primary reason these ads persist is a legal technicality. While misleading consumers is generally illegal, most of these mobile games are free to play, like Whiteout Survival. And because players do not have to pay to download the game, regulators often argue that there's no tangible economic or financial damage caused by the misleading advertisement. It's like it's free to play it. You don't have to buy any of the in-game packs to play the game. That was your choice. So it does like we didn't cause you any financial loss because you chose to keep playing after you noticed it wasn't the same as the ad and then bought an in-game pack for something completely different than what the advertisement was showing. That's not our fault. It's like, yeah, but you know that you did this on purpose. Yeah, it's so sneaky.
But like you can't win unless you buy the packs.
And in these games, there really is no winning because there's always a new event to participate in. There's always a new upgrade to get. There's always new gear that gets released. There's always a new server that you can join. There's always there's no winning these games. You're just playing them for something to do and for the social aspect of it. It's like World of Warcraft. It reminded me of that, which is part of why I say we'll kind of get to it. So without clear financial harm, many jurisdictions do not impose penalties or bans on developers for putting out ads like this. While developers generally operate with impunity, there are rare exceptions. So for example, in October of 2020, the Advertising Standards Authority issued a ban on certain misleading ads for a game called Homescapes. I'm sure you've heard of that game.
Oh, yeah.
I was more of a Gardenscapes girly. I played Gardenscapes, but it's the same game.
Yeah.
However, such cases remain the exception rather than the rule, and many developers simply modify their ads just a little bit to continue the same deceptive practices or put a mini game that pops up on occasion into the actual game that's close to what was in the ad so that they can be like, we do have this. It's just only it's just only at this time. So they just haven't interacted with it yet.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb. So that's how they got me in. And now you may be asking yourself, why keep playing if it isn't the game that you wanted? Well, it had compelling features that reminded me a lot of my days playing World of Warcraft. You start on your own and build up your city a little bit, and then you can welcome, NPCs to join your city, and then it's you appoint a teacher to the school, and you have it's I don't know, it was very just point and click. Oh, this is so easy and just kind of mind numbing, whatever.
NPC.
Non-player character, so a computer generated character.
Oh, okay.
So it's not if it is an online game, but at first you're kind of not really interacting with other people. There's a world chat that I never fucked with because it was just kind of a cesspool. But then when you get a little bit bigger, you can join an alliance, which is a guild that I joined in World of Warcraft, which has its own in-game chat. And it turned out so I joined an alliance. I found a casual alliance that was taking people, and I was free to play. So I didn't want to be in this intensely competitive alliance. I just kind of wanted to fuck around in the game and see what was up. So I joined this casual alliance and started using the in-game chat and found out that there's a bunch of people in the alliance that are from Minnesota. We were talking about the state fair coming up. So that's how we ended up meeting up with people. A bunch of the people that went to the state fair live here in Minnesota. And then a couple folks flew in from out of town to be yeah, fuck it. I'll come for a couple days and go to the state fair and just get a hotel, whatever.
How did all the Minnesotans join the same guild?
I don't know. I think our targeted ad was mostly a winter theme. It's because basically everyone I met was did you get here because you were hunting bears in that targeted ad? And we were yup. And now we're on this fucking game.
Classic Minnesotans. Always trying to hunt bears.
The social aspect of the game was really fun. We would chat with each other. We would do events together. There's a bunch of in-game events that are not competitive against other alliances necessarily. But
you just had little parties.
Yeah, we would and then we had a Discord channel, so we would sometimes do some events together and talk on the Discord chat. So before anybody met up in person, we had been playing together and chatting with each other for many, many months. And then when we decided to meet up, it was in a very public place. So it's a lot less insane than it sounded at the top of the episode. It's less risky behavior than I have engaged in with my online friends in the past. So it's fair that you were asking about this. I'm giving you the full, I totally understand. 13-year-old Amanda met up with boys from chat rooms at the Mall of America. Yeah. Invited someone from her guild that she had never seen in person to just come stay at her home with her boyfriend. Yes. And then he moved in with us. Yes.
Oh my God.
And I was at his wedding. Yes. And now we talk every Friday because we still have a group chat.
Were you nervous to meet up with people you only met on your Discord?
Not even a little bit. I don't know. I just felt like I knew them. I was oh, because we got away from each other's usernames when we were on our own Discord. And it's like, I don't know. There's something about like when you chatted with somebody over the phone, but it's not over the phone. It's like just at least we've heard each other's voices. It makes it feel a lot less. I don't know. It's like I felt the same way about meeting up with them as I would feel about meeting up with a wine crime listener, where it's like, oh, whatever. I know you, kind of, because we both have this mutual interest and we met engaging in this specific thing. Not to say that there aren't predators out there that are, but like, I'm not a kid. I'm a 40-year-old woman, married. Like, I don't have any money for people to extract from me. Like, I'm not. What do you want from me? Enjoy. I guess. I mean, I would be like the weirdest person to target. It's just the thought never crossed my mind that anybody would want to extract anything from me. Yeah. Right. Okay.
I guess it's probably more. It's probably more harmful, statistically speaking, to just engage online where like people yell at you and bully you. The capacity to be harassed online playing video games is probably a lot greater. For sure. Meeting up with people who you actually got to know through a mutual appreciation of a certain game.
Right.
One of my other stats was 80% of teens say bullying is a problem in relation to video game use. So like, it's kind of, it's a ubiquitous issue.
Yeah, it definitely happens. It's not to say it doesn't happen in this game. That was not my experience, but I'm certain it, I don't know. Our little alliance had a good thing going. We were having a nice time. We weren't taking everything too seriously. People were having fun. Like, we were playing the game, but like you kind of talked about with the addiction, we're going to get into one part of the addiction, but this hits all of those points of if somebody has that specific like DSM-5 gaming addiction, this is going to hit all your triggers. There's like reasons to not to prioritize it. There's reasons to spend money inside of it. There's scheduled events. There's interpersonal relationships. There's competition amongst not only other alliances within your server, but then server-wide against other servers. It's like there's a lot of addicting elements to this game that a seasoned, somebody who doesn't have a tendency to like overspend or, want to speed everything up can kind of manage them as a free-to-play. But then it gets to a point where the game is built to kind of leave free-to-play players behind. If you want to really advance in the game, you have to spend money. And that's really why I'm not playing it anymore, because I was having fun doing a couple of events and like chatting with people online, but I was not like, we traveled out of the country and I would be like, okay, I'm going to be kind of gone for a week. And if it like worked out for me to be on for part of an event, then great. But if it didn't, then I'm not going to prioritize it. But there are people who would prioritize that, and then they rank up.
That's
and then it's
scary.
Like, we'll get to it. It gets really intense. So, I was super into that casual style of gameplay. The game was competitive at first in a casual way, and it's meant to be like that. We'd even have relationships with other alliances. There would be in-game drama sometimes with other alliances that I never really got involved in, but thought was funny. It was more like a social media app at the beginning with some gaming, but like for folks who really wanted to grow in the game, cash money needed to be spent. So the game itself, like I said, is free to play and it's free to download, but the developers have to make their money somehow. And that's where microtransactions enter the scene. Microtransactions, for those who are not familiar, are a monetization model where players make small, often frequent in-game purchases to acquire virtual items, upgrades, or just basic advantages. These transactions are low cost. They are, quote, quick and mindless purchases that are designed to be part of a continuous spending loop.
I don't like that.
Yeah. So you may be falling victim to microtransactions or a continuous spending loop if you're spending to stay competitive with other powerful players. You're spending to speed up builds or upgrades in the game. You're spending on limited edition costumes or seasonal gear and skins. Like if you have a city It might be like a skin is like what your city looks like or what your traveling vehicle or your traveling party looks like.
I've heard about skins.
Yep. You're paying for prize games of chance, for prizes, to win prizes in games of chance, like paying to spin a wheel and then get loot, or paying for like a random loot box that like, you're paying for XYZ, or like what you're paying for is a mystery, but it comes with specific bonuses that that you're going to get, or vice versa. These are the 5 things you're going to get, and then you could add these bonuses if you pay this much. It's like, it's stuff like that. And microtransactions originated, we're kind of going to get to this, in like turning earth money into virtual money. So, for example, in Best Fiends, there's gold in Best Fiends that you can spend to get game bonuses, game power-ups, energy to play the game, to play levels. Otherwise, you can watch ads for things like that sometimes. You could just wait for the levels to refill, or like the energy to refill, which is what we typically do. But as I
have bought gold before because I'm on an international flight and I didn't want to run out of energy.
Basically,
like 24 hours of unlimited energy. Yes. Take my $3.99.
We all have shame about these microtransactions, but like anyone who has ever played a mobile game has probably at least one time engaged in a microtransaction. It happens. It's literally built to be like, oh, it's $2.
Yeah.
And I'm on this flight. Yeah, okay, I'll just do that so I don't run out. Like,
and all I have to do is double click the button on my iPhone.
Yep.
Scan my face.
To seem very cheap, be very easy, and seem very accessible. And it's also built to happen over and over and over again and pile up into the hundreds of thousands of dollars for some users.
Good Lord.
Yeah. This is by design to get our asses to spend. Microtransactions are often built on sophisticated psychological triggers like literal FOMO with limited time offers, countdown timers, leaderboard pressure, like energy, like the ability to even play a level in a game. If you want to play now, that's kind of the FOMO. I want to play now. I don't want to pivot to another thing.
Also, if you're stuck on a goddamn level for like 4 fucking days and you just want to get past it.
But they build that on purpose too.
I know.
I know.
I just want to gold my way out of it.
I know. I totally understand. Literally any person could fall victim to this. Almost everybody has done it.
Yep.
There's that instant gratification psychology. The system exploits the desire for fast growth, providing brief dopamine rushes through upgrades to keep players engaged. The sunk cost fallacy. So these are more things that are in games like Whiteout Survival, where like you've spent time and energy building something.
Yeah.
And
it's
also
important to you.
it kind of becomes important to you. And once a player has invested money and invested a quote significant amount, so that's different to every person. Maybe a significant amount of money to spend in a video game is $10 to $15 to $20. For other people, a significant amount of money to spend is in the hundreds of dollars. And so it's designed to capture. That's why there's different tiers of what you can buy, starting at like a pack to get whatever might be $1.99. But then a pack to get a fuck ton of shit that might keep you flush for a while is $99.99.
Yeah.
And you could buy 1-2 packs a day, a normal person playing this game, depending on how much you're playing.
I'm a pack-a-day player.
Maybe someone's a pack-a-day player, but a pack-a-day player could be $1.99 a day, which adds up and ends up being a lot of money. But sometimes a pack-a-day player is that $99.99 pack. And we met people like this in Whiteout Survival who spent a lot of money to advance in the game. And that sunk cost fallacy, you've invested a significant amount, that person might feel they can't quit without wasting their investment, because this investment is non-transferable. And then you find these markets to try to sell their account. But you cannot get back. Oh, yeah. On like Reddit all the time, there's like a Whiteout Survival subreddit. People will try to sell their accounts.
So people will go online and try to sell, like they've made it far enough in the game that they've built up a thing of perceived value.
Yeah, they've built up really powerful armies, really top level chief gear, like all this shit. And
What's
now they're
the
like,
most they could hope to recoup from selling their
I mean,
5%.
maybe.
That's why.
It feels very like, and I know that I know that I always reference Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. B, I know that Last Week Tonight with John Oliver is feeling very wine and crimey right now because they literally just did an episode on feral hogs.
I have to watch that.
But there's a John Oliver episode about structured settlements that, like, J.G. Wentworth, I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. It reminded people trying to get their money back from what they've spent in these reminded me of that. It's like, you might have a structured settlement that's going to pay you this much over time. You might have invested this much over time, but you need that money now, so you're selling it
cash now.
You're selling it for $5. Like, fuck, don't do that. Anyway, it's sad. It's like genuinely sad to see what some people have spent on this, and we're gonna get to a real life example from the subreddit, because even though I haven't played this game in a while, you know I love a subreddit.
I do.
And I played it long enough to know that when I see some of these posts pop up, I'm like, yup, fuck.
Yikes.
So another tool is the scamming machine. Some critics and former developers describe these systems as a real casino hidden under game mechanics and graphics, specifically designed to exploit vulnerable players, such as those who are lonely or prone to addiction. Tag yourself. So from a business perspective, microtransactions are highly lucrative. And I tried to kind of look into whether or not this was like a sustainable business model. And the data is showing that like it kind of is. These companies are making a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
A fuck ton of money off of microtransactions, and they are mana. They are everywhere. They are in everything.
Oh no.
Whiteout Survival, for example, reached $1 billion in gross revenue in less than 18 months of the app being available online.
Stop.
By utilizing all of these systems.
$1 billion?
And yeah, gross. So like,
fuck.
That's not just pure profit. Like they obviously have game developers.
But a $1 billion in a year and a half
$1 billion
is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
For one fucking game.
Really
one
drives
predatory game.
Yeah. This really drives home how many transactions must have taken place to achieve that $1 billion. So like according to Wikipedia, Apple and Google, quote, both provide frameworks for initiating and processing transactions, and both take 30% of all revenue generated by microtransactions sold through in-app purchases in their respective app stores. And they should be getting a cut. They're the ones who have made that diabolical system of, all I have to do is double click or enter my passcode.
Yep.
And
show my face.
And I've got I can play more Best Fiends. I can make this upgrade to my furnace, because here's the thing. You upgrade that furnace I was showing you in the thing, whatever the picture.
Yep.
That's how powerful. That indicates kind of how powerful you are. You have to have to upgrade your furnace, your XYZ needs to be upgraded, your other XYZ needs to be upgraded, your troops need to be at this level, your XYZ. So you upgrade all of these things within your city so that you can upgrade your furnace, which indicates how powerful you are and reflects how much power you have, so that you're a desirable player to then go do this group activity, to then take on this other team, or to then acquire this skill, or to then have this city skin or travel skin, or what, like there's all these things
all
that go
interconnected.
It's
and
everywhere.
There's no end.
And there's no end. And when you upgrade your furnace, even just so say you've upgraded all these other things so that you can upgrade your furnace, it'll take days, weeks, months to upgrade all of those other things to then upgrade your furnace, which once you've initiated that upgrade, it takes X amount of hours, days, weeks, months for the furnace to reach that level. So then you can pay to speed up the build of that furnace.
Jesus Christ.
Baby, it's crazy. So I tried not to ever like spend money on those speed ups, but you can earn speed ups in the game. And speed ups are a desirable thing to earn in the game. And so you could just get speed ups quicker by buying them. And people will definitely do this. Like, that's how they're making their money.
Well,
so
those endorphins, it's give me more.
If they made $1 billion gross revenue in 18 months and all of those transactions, which is how they made that billion, had a 30% cut to whatever platform processed that money, then they actually had to generate in transactions at least 1.4 billion. So there's another almost $500 million that they didn't take in that was spent in the game but went elsewhere. Isn't that fucking crazy? That thread when you pull it, like, what?
Yeah.
How? But then I think about, they're not making that money off of a player like you or a player like me individually. But if there are billions of players like you and me, and a percent for every 100 player like you and me, there's 10 that have an addiction and mega disposable income that are buying the $100 pack every time, a couple times a day.
But yeah, it just depends on your threshold.
Yup.
And like what you consider
it's so much money
to be a reasonable expense.
Yep. And then advertisers will often use those, or like the marketing department will just use those deceptive fake ads to bring in players who are then funneled into that high revenue spending loop. In Whiteout Survival, these high rollers were called whales, and each alliance with any competitive spirit will usually have a whale in their alliance, at least one. The whale in our alliance spent thousands of dollars a month. Sometimes.
So you weren't good friends with everyone in your alliance. It was just a few people.
No, because there's a lot of people in your alliance.
Oh, okay.
But there's different levels of engagement, different levels of I don't want to say power, but like how powerful your city was. There's different level. Our alliance at any given time could have a level. I'm trying to think of. It's so annoying because the furnace would get up to level X, but then it would become a different kind of furnace that then only gets up to level 5 or whatever, and then unlocks these features. Like it just never fucking ended. But like somebody with a high level, for every person with high level, there were other people in our game that were only low level, that were fully free to play or had just started, so they couldn't possibly be a high level. So it has you engaging with people at all different skill levels, and then they kind of like people at higher skill levels, which sometimes the skill level was a true skill level, and sometimes the skill level was just
how much money you
spent. That they spent in the game. But you kind of need all of them, all of these different people playing together to accomplish group wins. So like we had this big event that would happen once every month or so called State versus State, SVS.
Okay.
But what it actually is just a server versus a server. So it's all of these alliances working together kind of to compete against all of these alliances on a different server.
And at the end of the day, the only winner is the people who are making over $1 billion.
Kinda.
Oh,
but then within that, so it's one state competing against another state, but that state also has its own internal competition to be like the alliance within that state that did the most damage or had the most whatever against, So it's a never ending tapestry of bullshit. It's really what it is. And
add more layers till people just either get confused or distracted by the dopamine that it creates anyway, that they'll just keep going.
And it's a casino. The house always wins. Really, when you think about why is it glamorous to go to a casino? Because you might win. And at least in a casino, you might win real money. But in the game, no matter how much you spend, there's never any possibility of that money ever coming back to you.
Real money goes in. It does not come out.
It does not come out in games like this.
Not to
so it's
you.
like, why are you spending it? And so to me, how I always approach these games is that I like to play console games. And I will spend on a console game, like on a PlayStation game, it's pretty common to spend like $50 on a PlayStation game at minimum. Some of these games are extremely expensive on the game itself.
Yes, yeah.
And so if I'm not getting at least X dollars of pleasure out of what I have to spend to just play that game, then I'm not playing it anymore. And I'm not going to spend that money. But these games are built for you to never know what that limit or that threshold is, and for the goalpost of what that threshold is to keep moving. And that's where you have to be really careful. And that's where the difference between somebody who's like, yeah, if I'm on an international flight and every like few months, I'm going to spend a couple bucks to make sure that I can play the game that I want to play when
That's
I don't.
where I'm at.
That's like, yeah, I'm going to spend $50 to play Fallout on PlayStation. You know, yeah, I'm going to spend X amount of money to get that gaming system in the first place. Now, I went ahead and got myself a PlayStation Plus subscription so that I could spend a lot less money on a game console that was loaned to me. So I also didn't pay the large sum to buy the gaming console itself. And so I got a subscription so I can play all kinds of different games without having to spend. I have a budget. I spend X amount of money a year. It's basically like having an Apple Music or a Spotify account. I'm paying X amount of money a month so that I can endlessly stream or access whatever tier of streaming that I want to stream. So I approach mobile games with in-app purchases similarly to that. It's like, yeah, all right, I'll spend a little bit here and there to get a perk that I know I'm never going to get my money back for, but that I'm paying for that like pleasure system, but I know when to quit. Some people really don't know when to quit, and it's built intentionally to do that.
Yeah.
So this is a Reddit post that I found of a person talking about their experience in Whiteout Survival from the Whiteout Survival subreddit, but I knew people in my own alliance who spent more money than this person. Like I've heard of people who spent more money than this person, but this is just one random person's experience.
Okay.
The Reddit post is titled, I spent over $31,900 on Whiteout Survival. Here's why I regret it and what you should know.
Your
Sir or
child
madam or
tuition.
neither, neither or both. I know.
Oh, no.
The post reads, hey, everyone. I've been debating whether to post this for a long time. It's not easy admitting this, but after stepping back and looking at the numbers, I feel like I need to share my experience. Not for myself, but to warn others who might be heading down the same path. I'm using a throwaway account on Reddit for obvious reasons, but I feel it's important to put this out there and hopefully help someone avoid making the same mistakes that I did. I started playing Whiteout Survival in December of 2023 and played actively until June of 2024. So only a year they spent that much money.
God.
After that, I only played on and off until September. At first, it felt like a fun and strategic game, and I genuinely enjoyed it. But then the spending started. That what began as small purchases to speed things up or stay competitive quickly spiraled out of control. Over time, I ended up spending a total of $31,937.43 USD.
Oh, that calculation must have sucked.
My average daily spending came out to $251.48 a day.
A day?
A day.
Oh my God.
And my highest single day spend in Whiteout Survival. I wish you had any interaction with this game so you know how, now looking back, like how absurd this is, but how in the moment I could totally see how some people in my own alliance would have done this.
Oh my God.
like when we're in competition and you've got somebody with that wallet and they're like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm going to spend the money. And you're in an alliance that has a couple players like that. It is so fun. It is so fun to be free to play when you're in an alliance that has a couple players like that. Cause then you can still be in a competitive alliance.
Yeah.
And like, but some of these would leave me gobsmacked where I'm like agonizing over paying $1.99 to like do anything in the game. Some of these folks are like, $100, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, what? I'll speed this up. Whatever.
That is not a reality that I live in, but I'm very happy for those people.
No. So this person says my highest single day spend was $794.49. Seeing these numbers in front of me now is honestly shocking. But when I was making those purchases, it felt like the right thing to do at the time. Looking back, I can now see how the game was designed to encourage spending. Limited time offers, leaderboard pressure, and social elements with events all made it feel necessary to keep spending just to stay competitive. On top of that, preparing for things like SVS, state versus state, SVS wars required continuously purchasing and hoarding resources. So true. Which only added to the feeling that if I didn't spend, I'd fall behind. Yep. SVS was too competitive. I did like 2 state versus states, and then I was like, this happens every month. I don't want to fucking do this. And I stopped playing. I bailed. And like for anyone who is listening who was in my alliance, I am sorry because like it sucks that I just was like friendly with all of y'all and then was like, I can't play this fucking game anymore and just completely ditched. But like I could not keep up. Like it was harming my mental health to be like, I'm supposed to keep up with all of this shit. And it's the same reason I ended up playing bailing on World of Warcraft. Because it was like there would be times of day when like the guild needed to be present to do certain events and whatever. And it wasn't even about the spending. It was about like people in your alliance are counting on you.
That's your
yeah. And I'm like, I'm too busy.
Schedule. Yeah.
I'm too busy for this shit. I came in here thinking I was going to be like dicking around in a solo fantasy.
In your free time.
In my free time. I'm not here. I'm not here to be on for bear hunt at a certain time and then be letting other people down if they're all there and I'm not there. That's too much pressure.
Commit to like a webinar.
No.
That would really truly benefit me.
I know. It's too much. So that's why I bailed, and it's not personal. Like y'all are lovely. I don't know how many of you are still playing. You can come find me on Instagram. Hello. Like I am a very public person. There are other ways that you can interact with me, but I'm not fucking around in there anymore. And like and
Good.
As far as the Discord, y'all if y'all knew how many fucking group chats I'm in that are like for work, for mutual aid, for anti-racism work, for friends, for family, for like so many things that are meaningful to me, I'm not going to add another one. And anyone who's been on a Trova trip with me knows that. I'm going to use it while we're in the country, but I'm not really in there very much. And like that's a boundary that I have. I haven't deleted the chats or removed myself, but like I don't know.
Silenced.
I don't need to explain any of this. Like
No,
I don't owe anybody anything. I don't know why I'm spiraling out of control, but it's just this honestly is such a perfect moment to show like the psychological impact that these games can have. Where here I am, I haven't touched this game in almost a year and I feel bad still because I met these people in real life and I'm not the only person who did that. So like it's meant to manipulate you in this way. Don't let it do it. They just are extracting money from you.
If you feel like you should leave, you're spending too much time or money on it, then fucking go.
Then go. You don't owe anybody anything.
There's really nothing of value there.
Yep.
It's just an emotional connection based on chemicals in your brain.
Yeah. And so this person says it's easy to get caught up in this loop, especially when you feel like you're investing in something long term. I've struggled with gambling issues in the past, and the more I look at this, the more it feels like the same pattern playing out again. The game exploited my addictive tendencies, and I didn't even realize it until it was too late. This kind of spending behavior is not normal, and seeing how quickly it added up really made me question how games like this are allowed to operate the way that they do. It's not just about buying things, it's about how these games are built to make you feel like you have to spend in order to keep up. Since stepping away, I've started filing refund claims through Google Play since 2 days ago. I don't expect to get everything back, but I'm doing it to make a point. These systems are predatory and people need to be aware of it. I'm not here to tell anyone to stop playing. I get it. Games like this can be fun, and they do a great job of pulling you in. But I do think it's worth taking a moment to track your spending and be honest with yourself about whether it's worth it. What felt like small purchases added up quickly for me, and thankfully I stopped in time before it became something I couldn't recover from. I don't need the money back. I'm fortunate that this did not ruin me financially. Jesus, I want that. I want the life where spending $32,000 on a mobile game doesn't ruin you financially.
Yeah. In 6 months.
Yeah. What I wouldn't fucking give.
Good for them. Good for them.
Good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you that this didn't ruin you financially. I'm so happy for you. Can't stop being happy for you. But what scares me now is how easily it could have. If you're reading this and spending money on this game, don't ignore the warning signs. Track your spending, be honest with yourself, and if this post helps even one person stop before it's too late, then it was worth sharing. If you've been through something similar, feel free to share your story or DM me if you need tips on refunds. Stay safe out there. Wow. So, like I said, this is not the most I've heard of people spending in games. And like, didn't we do a case not that recently, but like within the last couple of years, where there was a guy who was like a reverend and I feel like I covered him and he had murdered someone, but he had spent like over $100,000 in microtransactions on like Candy Crush.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember that guy? And he had to like, he was in financial ruin because of it.
Yeah.
It sounds ridiculous, but for folks who struggle with addiction, ADHD, impulsivity, etc., there are serious financial risks. And then there were also dramas. I'm not going to get super deep into this. And I found one more Reddit post that I'll read to you that's really short, but like this definitely happened on our server where people formed like romantic relationships online and then like their IRL relationships suffered because of it.
Oh my God.
So this is
what is that Second Life? Is that when Dwight's flying around?
Yes. So Second Life was one of the earliest games to have microtransactions in it to get like clothes or accessories or things like that. Because microtransactions were originally made to be kind of like what it is in Best Fiends, the exchange of real money for playing money.
Like
within
tokens.
The game. Yeah, tokens within the game. Exactly. You're paying for the experience. So Second Life very much so had these. Okay, so this is a post from someone who doesn't play the game, who said, "My wife cheated on me on the game." So this isn't really about the game in general. Just wanted to come on here as my heart is fucking broken. We were married for 10 years. She started playing the game mid last year. She started changing and showing weird signs. Also started spending a ton of money. So I checked her phone one day and found text and sext messages. It's been going on for months. She's still playing the game, like spends all of her time on it while we're working through remediation of the affair. Has this happened to anyone else? I'm devastated. Never thought this would happen all through a game. I'm conflicted. Should I download the game and also play hours on it to see what the fuss is about?
Nah,
is it that easy to meet new people and cheat on your partner? Signed, a depressed guy wondering if I should just move on. I would just move on. I don't think getting into the game that your partner cheated on you through is the answer to that.
You're not gonna find understanding.
I don't think so.
No, don't. Yeah, no.
But it happened.
Okay, well.
It happened. We had some crazy stories in our alliance that I am not going to share out of respect for other people, but it was an interesting time in my life, and I'm grateful that I got to meet some really fun and interesting people, and I'm totally down to like continue being in a relationship with those people, including you, Shinerman. God bless you. I'm just not going to fucking play that game anymore because it's not good for my brain. I have too addictive a personality for a game like that, so I had to leave.
And that is some healthy clarity.
Healthy boundary. So that's my segment.
I loved that.
Yeah,
Good
it's weird,
job.
right?
It is weird. I wasn't really sure where to go with the gaming thing, and I think I got too wrapped up in the history of it.
I loved it. I think we both came at it from like a weird angle that neither of us were even really anticipating, and I'm really thrilled with where we landed. This was a really interesting episode, and it got me to like really reminisce about just a weird year.
Some self-reflection.
Yeah, a little bit of self-reflection, a little bit of pride.
Yeah.
In myself for putting up a boundary and just sticking with it, but yeah.
Well,
and we also got Malcolm.
We got Malcolm out of the deal. We sure did. Well, thank you, Shinerman, for your Shinerman.
He's
for
a shiner.
your support and your
Yes.
requests. This was a fun episode.
It was.
But yeah, truly, if you think that you have an unhealthy relationship with your gaming, then you're not alone.
You are
that
not.
sounds so cliche, but like, look at Amanda. It can happen to anybody.
It can happen to anybody. It's built to suck you in, but you got to talk to
intentional.
somebody. You got to talk to somebody about it. And if it's happening in your with like your partner or people in your life, your loved ones, your children, like where they're starting to pull away from society and they're neglecting obligations because they have obligations in a game, we need to be having a serious conversation
Yep.
with ourselves and each other.
Yep.
All right.
Look out for each other and come join us on Uncorked. We have a lot of fun.
God bless you for
And
thinking
we
we still
will
could.
be putting the accidental foot flash and the Malcolm haunting
on
over
Uncorked
there.
for you. God bless.
All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Like what you see?
Check out more episodes and become a member to unlock exclusive content.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.